Hello and welcome to the transcription explanation of this design. It was done using Loren Sherman script, which uses a combination of dots and lines on these 4 different stems to make our consonants. Vowels are a bit trickier. They're these smaller circles, and they have different positions depending upon what vowel they are and if they're attached on one of these 4 consonant stems. So this is a really nifty diagram that shows all possible combinations of consonant and vowel teams. So let's go ahead and take a look at the O here. So this is the word circle line. You read words bottom counterclockwise. Here's our first what would be letter in this, and this is showing the O by itself on the word circle. So this is if there is no consonant before the O to attach it to. So this would be an O, whereas this is an A by itself, an E by itself, an I by itself, and a U by itself. And then here we have our first stem, or deep divot, or a B stem, because this deep divot with no modifiers is a B, with an O on it here, and then a J-O, because a circle inside the word circle with no modifiers on it is a J, and then the O is anywhere on this line like a bead on a string, and a T-O, because shallow divot. A shallow divot is 50% or less complete, whereas a deep divot is more than 50% complete and starts to wrap back in on itself. So T-stem, so T-O, and then lastly, a TH stem with an O on it. So this circle on the line of the word circle is a TH with that O on it. So if this was read as a word, it'd be like obo, joto, tho. Some jejun there for you. So anyway, this is the design. You read the sentences like the words, bottom counterclockwise. And this is our first word circle here, this one that crosses the bottom. So this first word circle is this line right here. We can tell that this isn't a word circle because it gets interrupted here and here. So this is just a decorative line helping kind of connect things together. I have another one of those here and another one of those here. So with that being said, here's our first word. Here's the bottom of the word circle. And this is our first letter. It is a circle inside the word circle. So we're in this row and there are 3 dots on it. So that makes it an L. And then attached to it we have an O. Because it's like a bead on a string, and I tend to erase the line passing underneath vowels just to make it a little bit clearer, and because I like the look of it. So anyway, that is an O on the L, like that. So L-O. Continuing around here, we have a shallow divot with 1 line ending on it. It's important that the line ends here, not here, because this is the actual letter stem. So that 1 line makes it a V. And these lines, they can curve and be straight. It doesn't matter so long as they end where they're supposed to. And then we have that E at the end of the word, just on the line of the word circle. So L-O-V-E is our first word. Here's our next word. Bottom of the word circle. We've got this thing happen here. And this is just a really big dot. So it's just 1 dot here. There's actually a second dot on this letter. So it's a circle on the line of the word circle. And it has 2 dots. So that is a Y. And then we have an O. It's just a little circle hanging out towards the middle, like that. So Y, O, and then we have a U with a line going outwards. So U is our next word. Here's our next word here. It's got a shallow divot, and that shallow divot has no modifiers, so it's just a T. And then another O, just like this O, hanging out inside the word circle. So 2, and then we have a TH with an E at the end of it. So this is a line on the word circle. So TH stem, and then an E on that line. So here's our next word. And even though this looks like one of those decorative circles like these guys, it's actually the word circle because it's not interrupted like these are. But this line here, which looks like it could be the word circle, is interrupted right here. So these are just lines, and this is the word circle. So here's our first letter, and it's inside the word circle. So we're in this row. And it has 1, 2, 3 lines on it. So that makes it an M. Continuing right here, we have a double circle, which means it's a double letter. And since they're the same thickness, it's the same letter twice. And since they're both small, they're both vowels. So that's a double O because it's inside the word circle like that. So M, double O, and then we have an N with 1 line on it. So there's the moon. Continuing right here, we have our next word, bottom of the word circle. Here we have a little vowel, and it's between these 2, but it's a little bit closer to this word circle, so it goes here. So this A, because it's outside the word circle, belongs here. And you can't have a letter count for 2 different words, so this A only goes here. So A, and then we have this here, and it has 1 line ending on it, so it's another N, just like this N with 1 line on it. This has 1 line on it. So A-N, and then we have a deep divot, a more than 50% complete circle, like this. With 1, 2, 3 dots on it. So that is a D. So and then we have this word here. Here we have a deep divot with no modifiers because this dot, just like this A being closer here, this dot is closer here, so it counts here. So a B, continuing around. Here you have another A, which is closer here. Then we have these double lines, which is a double letter like I said before here. And they're the same thickness, so they're the same letter twice. They're big, so they're consonants, and there are 2 dots, so that would be a double K. So you would spell back with a double K instead of a CK, because the C is only supposed to be used in like a proper noun or in an acronym or somewhere where it matters that it's a C and not just a phonetic K for the K sound or a phonetic S for the S sound or this character or the CH character. So B, A, double K, back. And then we have our last word here, bottom of the word circle. You have a little tiny A, just like that little tiny A. And even though it's close here, this isn't a word circle. Like I said before, this is just that decorative line. So this doesn't matter if it's equal to here because this is the actual next word, and this is way closer here than it is to this word. So it goes here. So A, continuing around here, we have a deep divot with 1 line, so that makes it a G. Here's another A, and then we have an I, and this I is kind of sneaky because this is that line on the I. It's curved and it makes this N look like a double N, but it is just the line from the I because it breaks here and doesn't connect back up back there. So that would be the I, and then I mentioned earlier the N here has the 1 line here. And it's important that this line ends on the word circle because if it connects here, then it would be a P. But here's the N, A, G, A, I, N. And then a period at the end of the sentence. Just like punctuation, I tend to erase the sentence circle behind the period. So yeah, so period at the end of that sentence. So love you to the moon and back again. And I put special emphasis on the love and the moon, and then had these like words kind of connect them up. So yeah, I hope you like the design, and I hope it makes a bit of sense. Bye.